Hi, I'm Linda with paperboutique.blogspot.com and welcome to part 2 of Having Fun with Twine video series. Please visit my YouTube channel to see part 1 as we're building upon that video in this one. In my last video, I showed you how to make these adorable cupcakes and this particular embellishment. Plus, we talked about many other ways to use twine. In this video, I want to show you how to make this pedestal, these two cute embellishments, and I also want to show you how to make these earrings and the earring stand. And then I also made them using baker's twine, and you can make them out of baker's twine. So we'll also be, like I said earlier, making the stand. Well, let's start with how to make this quick and easy pedestal. I wanted a smaller pedestal for my mini cupcakes and could not find one. I found this adorable plate and egg cup at Pier 1. You could glue them together, but I really like the flexibility because you can turn this either way if you want the profile to look like this or like this, and I like them being separate pieces. The plate was $4 and the egg cup was $1.25. What a bargain. $5.25 for a pedestal. You could also use this to show off your handmade or purchased candies or cookies. Well, let's go ahead and make earrings, and let me just move this aside. What I'd like to do is talk about some of the supplies that you're going to need before we get started. The first thing I want to talk about is tacky glue. I spent quite a bit of time in the last video going over glue, so I'm not going to do that in this one, but tacky glue. And I also used Martha Stewart twine. I used the green twine for these. And you'll need 3 yards will make the outer circles. I didn't measure how much to make the inner ones, but probably a ½ yard, I'm guessing. Maybe just a little bit more. And the inside of these earrings is made using hemp cord. And I got this from Red Magpie Beads, and the owner Arlene has just been super nice to me and helpful, and she's taught me how to do the earring findings and everything. So if you get a chance, stop into her store. You won't regret it. And you can also use baker's twine. This is earrings once again using baker's twine. And you'll also need, some findings. These are earring wires that I purchased at Red Magpie Beads, and jump rings. The last thing you'll need is some sort of a mat for glue. This, I can't remember if this is from Basil, if it's part of a Basil splat mat or a mat from Ranger, but it's silicone, and glue and ink just wipe right off of it. Well, let's go ahead and get started. When I make my earrings, I usually open the tacky glue with a pin, and I just like the opening to be really small, and we're going to do something a little different this time with the twine than we did during the first video. What I'm going to do to begin is I'm just going to, and I'm not sure if you can see this, I'm going to put just a little puddle of glue here. And I like a very thin layer of glue, so I'm going to use just a straight pin. And then I'm going to leave this twine on the roll, but you do whatever makes it easier for you. And there's no right way to do this. It's the way that you're comfortable. The most difficult part of this is getting your center started. And I just take a little glue, I don't know if you can see that, on the tip of the pin, and I just put it, and you don't want too much glue because it'll end up showing. And then I circle it around on itself, and like I said, this is the most difficult part, is to get this started. And you kind of hold it, I think my hand's in the way for you to see, and then you're just going to go around it and then just kind of hold that down. It's similar to what we did last time, and I don't have this exactly perfect. I'm going to put some more glue on there and see if I can catch that. It's like we did last time on the styrofoam, only you're gluing to the twine itself. You're not going to be gluing to the styrofoam. And then you can see it's just starting to take shape. And I'm going to use just a little bit more. The trick when you're doing this, is to get the glue on the very bottom, because you don't want the glue to show on the right side. And if possible, you also don't want the glue to show on the back side. So let me show you again. You're just going to take just a little bit of glue and put it right on the very bottom. And what you want to do is you want to wind this fairly tight. And you want to use enough glue that it's going to hold it, but you don't, I don't know if you can see how little I'm taking. You don't want much. And then I'm turning it like this, and it looks like it's incredibly laborious, but once you get going, it goes really, really quickly. And if it's easier for you to have it uncurl in a different direction, go ahead and do that. Or if it's easier for you to pick it up and curl it, like I said, there's no wrong or right way to do this. And it will just keep growing. And let me move this out. But one thing I want to mention is do it like every 1/16 of an inch. And after you get started, if the other side is looking like there's a little glue on it, you can just brush it off. And let me move this glue so I don't get it. And then what you're going to do, and see, just be very careful not to get a lot of glue, and then your back will look almost as good as the front. Then what I did is I just take a jump ring, and I don't have time to actually do this in the video. Open a jump ring and just insert it right through there. And I have the ear wire. I added a jump ring there, and I added this through that jump ring. And then I added another jump ring, which you can see right here, to that jump ring. So you have 2 jump rings and it dangles down. Super easy. And I just used some pliers that I had at home. And these are not bead making tools because I'm just getting into bead making and haven't purchased the tools yet. So that's how simple that is. Let me show you one other way to do it. And this is the same. This particular earring is sterling silver, but she also sells surgical steel, which are hypoallergenic as well, at Red Magpie Beads. And on this one, I just added, instead of 1 jump ring, or instead of 2 jump rings on the other one, I added 1 more and dropped this down. Isn't that cute? And if you didn't want 3, you could just do, eliminate that jump ring and do 2. It's just so much fun, and you can do it with all different bead or all different twine. You can mix and match. What I'd like to do quickly is show you how to make, let me bring this in, these earring stands. When I went to photograph them, I didn't have anything to put them on, so I made these stands, and I thought they'd be kind of cute. And I'll just quickly show you how I did that. What I did is I took a sheet of paper that is actually 5.5 by 3 inches, and I cut 2 of them. I cut 1 in white, and then for the purple I just cut another sheet, and then I glued them together. You can use a glue stick, just a glue runner, you could use spray adhesive, whatever works for you. And then on the back I drew a line 3 inches from the edge, and that is the score line. That's where we fold it. And then I drew a line 1/4 of an inch in, and then from that line, and you want to do this lightly in pencil so you can erase it, I came in 1 inch from each side. This line's 1/4 of an inch in and 1 inch from each side. And then I used a small paper punch, but you could use a needle. And let me show you, I didn't erase this so you could see it. And there's the line that's 1/4 of an inch, and then that's in 1 inch from the edge, and then it's punched. And you can just go ahead and erase that line, or just make it a little lighter. And that's the finished earring stand. And I don't know if you can see that. Let me put it like this so you can see, and it just stands really nice. Well, lastly, I want to walk you through a couple of embellishments, and let me just move this tray over. Last time we did this particular embellishment, and this is just a circle, a scallop circle. And for this embellishment, what I did is I punched a little circle, and you can use the Eileen's tacky glue to do this, and I just started the coil instead of starting it on the styrofoam or starting it on itself. I did it on the paper, and you can use tacky glue. You could cover this with double stick tape or that the super sticky Wonder Tape, whatever works for you. This is kind of a fun one to try to do before you do the earrings. It just gives you a little more practice. And what I did for this embellishment is I just punched the scallop circle, added rhinestones, and then I just kind of glued this, and I estimated and tried to make it about the same size. I glued it directly to this piece. This is attached once I've done this. Once I did the twine on here, I just attached it with a glue dot, and this is glued right on there. There's so many fun, let me bring this back in, there's so many fun things that you can do with twine, and I've had a ball doing this video series. Well, I'd like to thank you for watching, and for more projects and ideas, please visit my blog, www.paperboutique.blogspot.com. And I just remembered, I forgot to mention something, that when you're doing your earring, if you want to make sure that you've got the same size, go ahead and punch a circle. For this one, I did spellbinders, and I just punched the circle, and that way when you're doing it, you can just lay it on there and you can get the circles the same size. Now I'm finished, and thanks for watching, and for more projects and ideas, please visit my blog, www.paperboutique.blogspot.com. Bye-bye.